Open spaces are rare in most established California communities. But thanks to the foresight of our city's founders, permanently protected spaces are integral parts of the Lunada Bay community. Bluff tops, canyon areas, and hillsides all offer unexcelled views of the Pacific Ocean and distant islands. But while the views from many of these areas are outstanding, most areas themselves need work. Most of our bluff tops are raw dirt or covered with seasonal weeds which flower, then die, and must be mowed or plowed. Other areas are dumping grounds for thick layers of wood chips, preventing any vegetation at all. Birds and butterflies don't frequent these areas, and there are few places for a human to stop and sit during a quiet afternoon walk.
Basically, what this would do for the community is it provides a nice place for people to go and enjoy themselves. They can put a bench out here and actually sit and listen to the wildlife that's here and the birds and so forth on a nice afternoon. I mean, Lunada Bay has beautiful trails along the bluffs and in the canyons and such, which are not being used now. They're not, if you will, user-friendly. This will make it user-friendly for humans and for animals and such.
Making these areas more beautiful and useful to our residents and our visitors would enhance the natural beauty of the Lunada Bay community and increase property values as well. The Lunada Bay Homeowners Association has a vision. We want to upgrade these areas with drought-tolerant plants of the type that grew here before the Spanish explorers arrived. And on the bluff tops, we want to plant plants that will help prevent erosion during the rainy season.
You actually get on some of the trails which are covered with wood chips, and there's really nothing. And it's just not inviting. And this can be really such a nice asset if we put a little time into it.
Rather than empty, lifeless places, we want these areas to invite birds and butterflies to return and become permanent residents, finding homes in flourishing habitat that doesn't require frequent watering or maintenance. And we believe that these areas can be laboratories where our children can learn about science as natural life returns. So how do we do this? The Beautify Lunada Bay project will develop a plan for each open space area, and with city approval, volunteers from local schools and the community, as well as hired help, will implement the plan over a period of years. We'll take advantage of lessons learned from local habitat restoration projects led by the Palos Verdes Peninsula Land Conservancy, and we'll plant seedlings of plants native to our area to maximize the probability of success.
I think these types of things really beautify a community, and a good example of that would be good just to go down and look at the bluff tops along Terranea. And there's been a fair amount of work done there, and back in the old days they looked basically like our bluff tops do, but not anymore. And it's really nice to kind of walk the trails through there and see what a nice habitat area is there, and imagine, if you will, what it would be like if that same environment was here.
Our first plan is for a pilot habitat restoration project in the Lunada Canyon open space across the street from Lunada Bay School. This project will help us learn and will show the community an example of what can be done. Once the plan is approved, we'll be inviting Lunada Bay residents and volunteers from local schools to join us. Over the long term, we'll select other priority areas and continue the process.
It basically it makes this area a little bit more special in my view. Rather than just seeing bare dirt as you walk along, you now got nice plants where you can watch life, whereas right now you don't have that. And rather than areas that are plowed over or covered with wood chips which are hard to walk on, it makes it something which is really inviting.
If you'd like more information or would like to help, please contact the Lunada Bay Homeowners Association.